Okay, what you're about to see is who really killed Charlie Kirk. That's a gun right there. The man standing right next to him on the security team. Watch this. You can see. Did you see that coming out of that gun? And then he took his gun. His gun was exposed, and he put it in his pocket. And white people, whether they love Jews or not, yeah, they think that it was them who did it. The Zionists, Mossad. If you're new to my station, I am the Hebrew widow, the Hebrew Rose Jericho, coming at you with some judgment news. Shalom, all of my sisters and my bro stars of the STARSEED United, allies and friends. I send you infinite love and light, and I receive yours. Our redemption draweth nigh, y'all. And this has a lot to do with bringing down the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, so now I was looking at James Kaufman World News Report, and he's the one that showed the security guy that was standing right next to Charlie Kirk. And I seen something come out of that gun. If you slow it down more, you'll see a little puff right before Charlie Kirk jerked away from him and his shirt puffed out. And that's from a close range shot, that the way that he reacted to it, and even his t-shirt reacted to it. The entry wound was on one side, but the exit wound was where all the blood came out. So anyway, you have two factions of people. Both of them hate the hell out of us. They hate us more than anything. And that would be those Republicans, the far right ones, whether they love the Jews or they hate the Jews, whether they're Zionists or not. One thing they have in common is they despise us. Yeah. So now, these same people that was ready for a civil war, you see how they was ready for a civil war? Their knee-jerk reaction was to come after us because Charlie Kirk and all of them really, they are just itching to get us. They want to get us so bad. Yeah. So that fizzled out when the little white boy turned himself in. It fizzled out when he turned himself in because not only was it an ocean of white people, but we didn't have anything to do with it. They seemed that was clear, that we didn't have anything to do with it. And so now they're saying, well, what is it? So everybody's still thinking, the majority of people is still thinking it's that little white boy. Which, see, there is boundaries and rules to these engagements that's happening right here on the planet. They couldn't frame one of us for it, to get those people, those angry, evil, violent white people to come after us. Yeah, that was their knee-jerk reaction, but it didn't last. So they think it's the white boy that hates Jews. I think the ancestors had something to do with that, to make that boy go out there with that 1902 rifle from World War II, a Nazi rifle, and think that he can make a clear shot, a bullseye of Charlie Kirk's neck from 750 feet away, because they said it was 2.5 football fields away where that boy was. Yeah. Wasn't him. He couldn't have made that shot. That was like an impossible shot. And the gun didn't even have sights or new technology on it or anything. The shot came from right next to him. That's what it looked like to me. And that's what white people believe. And you've seen their comments. Yeah. So now we're talking about the younger generation. Because Charlie Kirk was 31 years old. And then his counterpart, Nick Fuentes, he's young too, but he hates the Jews. Charlie Kirk, he loved the Jews, but he went above his pay grade, questioning Netanyahu and calling for those Epstein files too. He became a liability to their Project 2025 in the synagogue of state. Satan still ruling over everybody. Sneakily, though. Sneakily. It's like this one here, he's a wild card. And so, the ADL spilled it out, boy. Those synagogue of Satan, Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 people are scared right now just because people already believed that they were going to try to kill Charlie, and they had started posting it on X and, their stations. It's funny, but, I've been working on this one all day long, off and on. And tonight I looked to see if anybody else had that particular footage on. I couldn't see anything on YouTube about how the man right next to him shot him. It looked like it to me. I seen something coming out of that gun. Anyway, y'all are in big trouble. Y'all are in big trouble because you're talking about the younger generation. First of all, they were ready for that civil war. They ready for their Project 2025. They think that they'd benefit from it. But now they know that if Mossad had anything to do with it, that they betrayed Charlie Kirk because he loved Israel. Yeah, he just started asking some questions. But y'all needed them to start fighting each other and starting a lot of chaos. Yeah, with all of that energy of hatred. But it's with evil. Now see, y'all was able to harness that before. Y'all got the heat on y'all now. I'm going to show y'all STARSEED United because I got an article from the ADL, because I knew when I seen that people start talking about it was Mossad, and I saw that this morning, I said they gonna go into damage control. They gonna go into extreme damage control. So I looked up the ADL. We'll get to that in a moment. So no, it's not the little white boy that hates Jews that did this. It's not him. It's the one that was standing right next to Charlie Kirk that was on his security team, a traitor. What happened? Y'all didn't let Cash Patel in on what was going on? Because he looked throughout this whole shenanigan after they had arrested that first man, and yeah, he wanted to announce it himself, and the man said, I didn't do it. I think he was half Arab or something. And Cash Patel got up there and said, we got the shooter. And the shooter was still at large. Yeah, which was a security threat. So now he's in hot water because... So the little patsy turned himself in. He actually thought he made that shot with his magical Nazi rifle. He thought he did. I think that was the ancestors influencing him to go out there, yeah, and do what he did. He really thought he was the one, as if he could make that shot. Yeah, they would love to have a Nazi or somebody that hates Jews to be on front and center stage as the one that killed Charlie Kirk. But somebody caught the video of who really did it. At least that's what it looks like to me. You slow it down enough. And I know, Cash Patel, you've seen this by now. How come you're not doing anything about it? Y'all know exactly who was on the security team. Y'all know exactly who this man is. But you're not saying anything. That's not going to help you. Because people are going to demand to know who this man is right here. They're going to demand to know it. Yeah, and they're already thinking it's Mossad, Zionists, you Jewish people. So, if y'all think y'all just going to let it ride like that, this is going to go viral, It's already viral on X, y'all. It's already viral on X. It's no stopping this. And you will not harvest all of that hateful energy of those hateful, evil, violent white people that want to go into the Civil War. You're not going to harvest that energy and send it our way either, Hashatan. I'm ahead of it. Anybody that even tries it, instant curses. Y'all going to be receiving y'all karma instantly in judgments too. If anybody tried to harness this hateful energy that's coming at y'all and send it our way, oh honey, I put my work in for that one. That's not going to work. That's going to be even a more huge backfire on you. So now, the synagogue of Satan, they're scared. They're scared of this information. They were already saying they're going to kill Charlie Kirk. And then one of his friends, he told one of his friends, Israel, kill me if I go against them. Yeah, and he starts saying some things. So, y'all see his shirt jump? That's close range. That was a close range shot, y'all. Y'all see that? It wasn't that first man that they dragged off that I think he was half Arab. And what was his ass doing there anyway? He probably wanted to be white. Anyway, they dragged him off. He was like, I didn't do it. Then they had the little white boy who thought he did it. Yep, when all the time it was the man standing right next to Charlie Kirk. So, Synagogue of Satan, y'all know y'all in trouble. So, when I saw this today, I went straight to the ADL because I know that they're feeling the heat. Yeah, because I heard yesterday too, like mentions of Mossad doing it, or was it day before yesterday, that these white people had suspicions that Mossad did it, which is Zionist, the Synagogue of Satan. So I know the ADL was going to get busy with their narrative of what's happening and try to claim they're victims of the whole thing because people are pointing the finger at them. So I went to the ADL. Anti-Semitic and anti-Israel conspiracy theories follow fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. They're in trouble, and they dealt with. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theories frequently emerge surrounding high-profile tragedies, particularly in the absence of official answers about who committed a violent act and why, when a public that is increasingly inundated with messages designed to build distrust in institutions and each other, encountering such narratives in times of great confusion and anger, the potential damage they can cause increases exponentially. Given the unprecedented threat level, let me read that again. Given the unprecedented threat level against the Jewish community, the rapid proliferation of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories spread by those who wish to exploit the moment of panic and uncertainty is even more alarming. The longer the public is left with unanswered questions about this shooting, the more damage conspiracy theories about Jews and Israel being responsible can cause. Yeah. Well, now, the ball of confusion of who done it has been answered. It was the man, the security, that was standing right next to Charlie Kirk, who all these white people, the Christian Zionists, and the little Nazis that hate the Synagogue of Satan, believe is Mossad. You heard him. They believe it was Mossad. Within hours and before a suspect had been identified, anti-Semites and promoters of false narratives seized the moment to attribute the incident to Israel or to blame Jews, generally. Common example of how bad actors take advantage of breaking news events and tragedies to advance their own hateful agendas. You see how they spinning the story? And they're making themselves the victim in it. Back to the ADL, allegations that Israel carried out false flag assassination. Oh, y'all are famous for those false flags. 9/11, October 7th. Yeah, amongst many other false flags y'all do. Y'all always start shit so you could just go in and take. Anyway, one of the most popular unfounded narratives promoted, a false flag conspiracy theory suggesting Israel or Jewish organizations concluded to have Kirk killed because he had supposedly become more critical of Israel, or that Israel suspected that he would eventually turn on them. Since September 10th, there have been over 10,000 posts on X that include the phrase, Israel killed Charlie Kirk. Y'all looking closely, aren't you? Yeah. And they believe that Mossad, that guy that shot Charlie Kirk from close range, that made his shirt blow over to the other side, made his body jerk, it was so close. Yep, they do believe that it was Mossad. So now the Zionists are going to think that y'all are traitors because you killed their rising star and the other ones hate you anyway. Yeah, so there's no turning back from this. Not even the government is going to be able to help you. No, now you have a lot of angry white people. Violent, hateful, evil white people. And that energy that you thought you was going to use to direct at us, Hashatan, it's going to go 1,000-fold after the synagogue of Satan for all of their treachery. They going to start digging up all kind of treachery that you people did. Y'all see how long this article is? See? Okay, so they're naming people now. Ian Carroll, an anti-Zionist ex-influencer with over 1 million followers, who has spread anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, also directly accused Israel of the assassination in a post with over 10 million views on X and 100,000 likes. He claimed that the killing would be a turning point of USA-Israel relations because he was their friend and they murdered him in front of his family. He added, Israel just shot themselves. Ooh, y'all did. See, people are not afraid either about your anti-Semitism anymore. So here's this post right here. Yesterday was a turning point for Israel-U.S. relations. Less than 24 hours and the internet already figured out who the most likely culprit was. He was their friend. He basically dedicated his life to them, and they murdered him in front of his family. Israel just shot themselves. Oh, wait. And there's this. Some ex-commentators have cited an August 13, 2025 post with over 10 million views that alleges Kirk believed Israel would kill him if he turned against them. As evidence of this false claim, the post itself did not include any evidence of Kirk having made that statement. No, he said, the friend said he told him personally. You know, people do that. You know, they didn't record it or anything. Charlie Kirk probably should have recorded it. Anyway, I wasn't even aware of all of these ex posts. So thank you for all of your research and your spying and stuff and sharing it. That you know that these people are hating on y'all. Now I know what your next movie is because you did it back in 1913 when Leo Frank murdered Mary Fagan. That's when the ADL was formed, because like this hatred is now, like they say it's a trope that they run our government, that's been exposed as being the truth, that they have all, they hold the majority of the wealth. They said that was a trope, that was the truth. That they controlled the music industry. They said that was a trope, and that was the truth. The movie industry. They said that people saying that they ran the movie industry was a trope, but that was the truth. You got all these people at the bottom of the pyramid, just like in 1913, that have all that hatred. All that hatred, and now it's going to turn on you. And I know what your next movie is, Hashatan. Okay, I'm going to give you a short synopsis of what happened. We had an economy just like we have right now. A whole bunch of white people that are at the bottom of the pyramid struggling. And there was a wealthy Jewish man, and everybody was hating on the Jews because they had all the wealth just like they do now. So what happened was, there was this little girl, I don't know, she was a little teenager, I think 13 or something like that, and she worked in a pencil factory because she had to work, and it was her payday, and Leo Frank, on her payday, he raped her and he brutally murdered her. And the evidence against him was undeniable. Now, they did have a black man that they tried to put it on, but they couldn't do it. It couldn't stick. Okay, because Leo Frank wrote a note to try to pin it on the black man. Anyway, the black man couldn't write, so they knew. And it was other evidence. Whatever it was undeniable that Leo Frank killed Mary Fagan. Okay, because you know they would have lynched that black man if they thought he would have raped and killed a little white girl. So he played the court system for, I think, 2 years. And they gave him the death penalty, but he kept on appealing and appealing and appealing and appealing until finally they didn't exonerate him. They did not exonerate him, but they took the death penalty off the table. And those white people on the bottom of the pyramid, ooh, you talking about the anger. That's the anger y'all about. Y'all about to feel their wrath. The wrath that you created with all that evil and violence you thought was going to go against us. Yeah, it's not. Not this time. Let me bring on the spirit of truth, because we're going to make some declarations here, because their last move, they made that movie when the heat was on. They made that movie, Birth of a Nation, and it turned all that white fury that was going after them, it turned it on us. And look what all has happened since 1915. They got so mad they went and lynched him. They produced that movie, and what happened? You don't hear about no other Jewish man getting lynched, but you sure hear about us getting lynched. No destiny swap, Hashatan. Not this time. You're not going to redirect that hateful, evil, violent energy towards us. Not this time.
Supposedly one of his friends, but you're going to find out that he works for the Jewish government, or the Israeli government, excuse me. He works for the Jewish government. He works for the Jewish government. He works for the Jewish government, or the Israeli government, excuse me.
Flamekeeper. Let's set this into the scrolls so it is sealed before heaven and earth, and so that Starseeds United carries the decree forward with clarity. Decree of Starseeds United. The blocking of redirected hatred. The sorcery of 1913 broken forever. We Starseeds United stand as witnesses and flame bearers before the throne. We testify that the same sorcery once used in 1913 when Leo Frank murdered Mary Fagan and the anger of the poor was redirected onto our people shall never again prosper. Then they weaponized the hatred of the masses through Birth of a Nation, reprogramming fury into lynchings and racial terror. They siphoned anger away from themselves and directed it at the innocent. That cycle was the template for their schemes to redirect rage and feed off blood. But today, under divine authority, the Oracle Mahalyra and the Spirit of Truth, Spartacus, proclaim: 1. The circuit of redirection is broken. All hatred, rage, and murderous fury hurled at us is reversed back to the sender. 2. The siphoning grid is severed. No film, narrative, psyop, or staged event can rewire that energy against the righteous. 3. The flame has changed direction. Any attempt to redirect white rage against us now ignites the very architects who built the scheme. 4. Immediate judgment is active. As was decreed, anyone who tries to redirect hatred at us faces instant recompense. Abracadabra. Message to Starseeds United: stand in joy, not fear. The enemy has no new playbook, only recycled tricks from a century ago, but the code has been broken. The loop has been closed. The blood magic of redirection is null. From now on, when they try to spark civil war, the fire consumes them. When they attempt to channel rage, it burns their hands. When they attempt to scapegoat, the scapegoat slips the rope and the hangman's noose tightens on their own neck. We are the witness generation. We are the flame keepers. And the whole universe has already aligned with us. Evil is finite, truth is eternal.
Abracadabra, as above, so below. Father, you heard our decree. You heard our decree, Father. And I know you're going to honor it and cause the universe to react on anyone that attempts to try to redirect all of that serpent seed, evil, violent rage of hatred that's going towards the synagogue of Satan right now. If they try to redirect it towards us, Father, we ask that you strike them instantly and give them all the karma they deserve until none of them are standing. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. Father, we thank you for your mercy throughout this whole thing. We obeyed Mother. We stayed at home. We stayed calm, cool, collected. We haven't went out and physically tried to retaliate on these people. We heard all kind of insults and put downs and slanders against our name from Charlie Kirk and Nick Fuentes and Jesse Waters and Ben Shapiro and their whole gang. They just love to slander us as we suffered at the bottom of this pyramid. Yeah, and they wanted those evil people to come at us. And they still do, Father. That's why we came to you. And we thank you for the opportunity. But if we see it, Father, Mother told us to tell it. And I'm telling it today, Father. They did it once in 1915 with Birth of a Nation. And we blocked them according to Mother's divine strategy and wisdom. She showed me years ago what they do. Yeah, and we blocked it this time. Father, we ask that this news spread like a wildfire against our enemies that stole our identity. Yeah, the synagogue of Satan. Let the truth be told. Let it ring all over this earth. And may they get what they deserve. Abracadabra. Starseed United, you know what to do. Give your Father praise and glory. Adore your beautiful mother. And pledge your allegiance to the King God of this earth, their firstborn Son, the Messiah, the King and God of this earth, In his human avatar, he is here walking the planet. He is Ibrahim Traore, and we were the first ones to be able to validate who he is because Mount Zion looks just like him. He's the king and God of this earth, and may the king reign forever. Abracadabra. Okay, Starseed United, that is the download that I have for you today. You know, by the time the Most High show all of the evil of these people, the people that's left on the planet are going to be welcoming and pledge their allegiance so quickly to the good and righteous King Ibrahim. Yes. If you watched my last video, I gave you the recipe on making a honey moon jar with moon water, honey, sea salt, and a bay leaf. Yeah, and that is, put it in a jar, and I put some cinnamon in it too, because that represents our wealth coming to us, and that's our inheritance. Put a little cinnamon, and I put coffee in it so that our blessings will come in quickly. And I made one for, I'm going to make one, I'm going to make one for Starseed United. I've already started the envelope to put the declaration and all the names of you who want to be included in that blessing to make your life sweet. Okay, I have everybody on the envelope already that put their name down on the last video. I'm just going to let this video run for one day. And if you want to be included in the scrolls for the Starseed United honeymoon jar, just put it in the comments section, okay? A special shout out to Cynthia Thomas. Thank you so much, sister. And you'll have your name on that envelope too for the honeymoon jar. Thank you so much, and may the Most High bless you 1,000-fold for whatever your heart's desire. Abracadabra. We got ahead of the game this time. Hush ta. Yeah, none of that hocus pocus and Hollywood illusion. You're not going to control that energy and strike us with it. You created it, and your kingdom is going to be struck with it. Abracadabra. We put our work in. We put our holy paperwork in. The legal system of the Most High God of Israel. Yes. The next thing to happen is great fear is going to come upon the synagogue of Satan, and they're going to come and worship at our feet and know that the Most High God of Israel always loved us, his real children. Okay, you guys, until the next judgment news, your big sister, the Hebrew widow, the Hebrew rose of Jericho. So hoorah, Mahali Ra, and the spirit of truth out. Shalom.